वाईफाई છે ને?
हो गया, चलो. Now, can you elaborate on the four roots and their meanings that form the word Atman? Can I do it in the class again tomorrow?
You're asking me?
Yeah, I'll do that. Okay. Can I elaborate on
It's all
one in relationship to the word Pratyagatma?
it's all one question. So if you don't do one,
No, third and fourth are different. Oh, in relation to Pratyagatma. Okay, that's one and two are together. Can you also speak about the difference in the subtle usage of the word Hiranyagarbha, Parameshwara and Swayambhu? Whatever of all this you can address would be of greatly appreciated. Okay. Hiranyam word in our tradition, in Sanskrit, Hiranya means gold. The Hiranya also implies knowledge. Hiranyaya Namaha. Bhagavan is called Hiranya. That means knowledge. Now every creation presupposes knowledge. Or you can also say creation is nothing but grossification of knowledge. Making chapati, knowledge first, then you make. Or making a computer, knowledge and then you make. Every creation presupposes knowledge, one. Knowledge is always subtle. When it expresses either through words or through object, then you know. Otherwise it is, other person can know. Otherwise it is subtle. So Ishvara, or let us say creator, let me not use the word Ishvara. The whole creation came to him in the form of knowledge first. Like an architect. The whole building is in conceptually in his mind. When they give presentation, to the client, the whole building is there in a knowledge form, in a subtle form. Secondly, whatever you want to create, you need to have knowledge of that thing. Like if you want to create a pot, the creator must have the knowledge of pot. If you want to create a chapati, you should have knowledge of chapati. Similarly, to create everything, you should have all knowledge. That is Sarvagna. That creator, assuming the status of all knowledge, that Sarvagnatvam is called Hiranyagarbha. Okay? So, creator deciding to create, like architect agreeing, okay, I'll design your building. That is one state. The whole building is in unmanifest form. Then the building becomes manifest in knowledge form, and then it becomes actual form. So that when the whole thing is in seed form, that state of the creator is called Ishvara. Sometimes Parameshwara, in a seed form. You can say Pralaya Kala. When there is dissolution, everything is there in a seed form, Bijavastha. at a proper time, at the time of creation. This, understand the limitations of language. This is where you need a traditional teacher. Like I told you, Yoga Karma Sukausalam, another verse, that Sita Prajna verse. At the time of creation, it's a figurative use. Because when we say pralaya, dissolution, time and space are also dissolved. There is no time left. Desha, Kala, everything. Then which time? Which clock is ticking? It is a clock of karma phala ticking. And that only Ishvara is awake. Krutau supte jagratvamasi phala yogi kratubatam. Karma pratvastam. Exactly like our sleep. You sleep because your body needs rest. But when the body is completely recouped, then you wake up. That's not the case. Sometimes before, sometimes later. What wakes you up? Okay, Kaivalya Upanishad mantra is there. Punasya janmantara karma yogat sa eva jiva swapiti prabuddha. This, when the karma phalas ripen, ready to give him sukha dukkha, jiva has to experience. Jiva is woken up. You know, I used to call this, when I studied, then I used to tell those days in 81, something, 82, Rishikesh. There were hardly 7-8 rooms in ashram, our Rishikesh ashram. And I was a brahmachari and I had taken a vow not to ask. So I didn't have a sweater, woolen. I used to wear 2-3 banyans and use the blanket all day. Typical Rishikesh Mahatma. And new rooms were built of cement. I used to go for bhiksha, Kali Kamli. I never ate in ashram. The evening sometimes I used to eat. Morning breakfast, okay, because nobody gave breakfast. And we used to get dal roti. It was standard. Roti is so thick. And I, a Gujju fellow, born and brought up with pulkas, you know. Our roti is so thin. If you give Punjabi Mahatma in one go, it will go in. So they used to give dal. It was a 3-storied dal. All masalas will be floating, in between lot of water, and down below few grains of dal. And I had one dolcha, steel tumbler. So I used to go there, they give you roti in hand. So I always used to go with a plastic bag. I didn't like to carry in hand. They were very practical, ecology friendly. No paper dish, nothing. So हाथ में रोटी लाना है और उसमें दाल. And then there is a big bhiksha, they get you vegetable. Vegetable is potato and brinjal, nothing else. And that too, this size potatoes, you know. So you stand in a queue and bring. And it was too hot for me, spicy. Gujaratis don't eat that tikha. So I used to bring to Gangaji and pour it. And slowly water comes and the chili goes. That was routine. And then tear the roti and put it in, let it soak for 5-10 minutes. Then I could eat. That was the days. And now when Suddhanji stays, that room not there, the yoga hall, there was only 2 rooms. And down below there are 2 suite rooms, you know, what they call 11, 12 in those days. Now there's 27, 28. That used to be kitchen and dining and store. And ashram was only up to, there is one water drain near Suddhanji's room. Only that much. And it was only barbed wire. not even a compound wall. And Pujya Swamiji's kutia also was not like this. It was just, wait, I have to take this. Yogi is calling. He had called me and told I'll call you in the evening. Sorry. So, when I'll keep it on. It was so cold. I used to have one blanket and then rajai and another blanket. And you cover yourself. But it was so cold that the inside bed will become cold. So at night, if you turn around, you get a current and you wake up. That is called papa. Janmantar karma yogat. And that is a phone I have to take. Sorry. हाँ जी बोलिए. हाँ परमात्मा. Sorry. So, when you have karmaphala ripened, then you are pushed to waking state. Till then, when you sleep, there is no papa or punya. There is no experience of the world outside. Like an individual, Shruti says, Janmantara karmaphala yogat. Purva janma karma means prarabdha. Swapiti prabuddha. The fellow सोने वाला उड़ जाता है. कौन उठाता है? कर्मफल. Individual. Same way samashti. All are sleeping. Means bijavastha. What wakes them? Karmafala. And who is karma daksha karmafal data? Ishvara. So that state is Ishvara. When the thing is ready and it comes to him in the form of knowledge, so kamayat bahusyam prajayeti, I am creating. That state is called Hiranyagarbha. Okay? Parameshwara is used for Maya Upahita, generally Mayapati, Adhipati. And sometimes Bhashyakara uses the word Ishvara for Brahman also in tradition. When the Maya is also dissolved cognitively, that state is Ishvara. So Parameshwara or Ishvara generally means Maya Upahita Chaitanya, Samashti. But sometimes used as Brahman also. Swayambhu. The same Ishvara is called Swayambhu. Ishvara becomes Hiranyagarbha. And the same Ishvara is called Vishwa. What is Vishwa? Vividhena bhavati, vividhena bhati. In many forms it reveals. That is called Ishavasya idam sarvam. The gross manifestation, sthula abhivakti of Ishvara is called Vishwa. Hiranyagarbha is called Taijasa also, sometimes. But samasti way is Hiranyagarbha. Hiranyam garbhe yasya. Hiranyam means gnanam, sarvagna, Ishvara. Since Ishvara is the cause of the entire creation, and there is no cause for him, it is called Swayambhuva. Swayam Bhavati. Actually, he causes himself. He is not caused, he is always there. There is no Bhavati. Swayam Bhati iti Swayam Bhavati. Bhuvaha. So, we say Bhuvaha, but he is always there. Sat Swarupatvat. Only thing is, becomes a creator as though when he invokes the Maya Shakti. He says, Tasmin Garbham Dadhamyaham. I enliven my Maya. Sort of provides sentiency to Maya Shakti. That is why he can be called as Swayambhuvaha. Okay? Same Paramatma or same Brahman is called all the three. But called three to make us understand that all the three are one. They are not three. It is only one Vastu. And they are not different state of one Vastu also. Because there is no creation. It is like my dream. If I accept my dream and then say I am the creator, I get a status of being creator because I accept there is a dream. But the whole dream is mithya. So from Vastu point of view, he is not even creator. But at the same time, creation is there. We are talking in creation. So you have to accept that. Vyavaharika Jagat. So the names are given. But we have to understand that all the three are one, not separate. That is a tatparya. Not understanding this, different phenomena, different creative processes are talked in Upanishad. Brihadaranyaka says something, Taittiriya says something. The so-called Panditas, the word Pandita actually means Panda Pragna Yasya Asti Iti Pandita. One who has Panda. Not Banaras Pandas, not Vrindavan Pandas. They will take money demanding. Panda means wisdom. One who has wisdom. Therefore I said so-called Panditas. They know only Shabda Gnana. And more so Western scholars always question. This Upanishad says this Upanishad says this Upanishad says this. About creative process. So some of them said it is a blabbering or prattling of the rishis. And on the basis of this they try to codify. This was the first Upanishad, then after this century this came, and then this came, and then this came. That is the order they think. This is the oldest Upanishad. And this is latest Upanishad. As though latest rishis are there. Kali Yuga mein bhi. Now everybody uses the word Upanishad. One fellow here, not Upanishad, Veda. He wrote a book on cow, Go Upanishad. Then he wrote Go Veda. I said, kahan se aaya Go Veda? Apna Ved nikala, you know. So somebody wrote Shikshak Veda. Arre, Shikshak ka Upanishad for teachers. Upanishad is Brahma Vidya. And these teachers are teaching in the school. That to primary school fellow. Not even university guy. Wrong, you said, not knowing the meaning of the Shastra. Anyway, then they say this is before and later. The Tatparya of Srishti Prakriya is not to give krama. Tatparya is to tell that originally it was Brahman and now also it is only Brahman. Like saying, there was 20 kg golden brick. From this, 1000 ornaments have come. How it came? That brick was divided into 20 pieces. Each piece, this first 10 piece was converted into rod, and they were divided into 200 pieces. From each pieces came chain, from these pieces came bangle, from this piece came earrings, etc. They may give. Some other Upanishad will say, no, brick was cut into 2 pieces and then into 4 pieces. That doesn't mean this was before and after. The Tatparya is, originally it was gold, in between also gold, and now also gold. That's all. Ante to Hemanu Hem Hoy. That is the Tatparya. They don't understand. So they say this is before and this is later. Or they say there is a contradiction. Upanishad is not interested at all in telling you how, in what krama, what order it was created. There is no creation. It is only one vastu manifesting as all this. Where is an order? So, we are saying it is Nam Rupa only. Vacha Rambanam Namarupam mrittike ityeva satyam. But they don't understand and they differentiate. So also this Hiranyagarbha and Ishvara and Veshva are differentiated. Same vastu. Yes, any other question?
Yesterday's questions you didn't finish.
I explained in the class.
Oh, all those, okay. Oh, I didn't realize those, all those. Okay.
Swamiji, how do we know that, as you say, the kartutvam, there should be no kartutvam? And we are studying this for a long time, Chai, we practice that, but how do we know that we are really practicing?
See, this statement is wrong. There should be no kartrutvam. That's not a correct sentence. There is no kartrutvam. Don't make it mandatory. It is not something to be done willfully. It is something to be discovered. Okay? The problem, such questions arise because enough mananam and nididhyasanam is not done. You may study for a long time, and because of modern infrastructure, societal and media, societal and media infrastructure, people gain very sharp and subtle intellect. That you can see. Modern children are more intelligent than us. 5-10 years guys, when they talk to their grandparents and others, they are very sharp and very subtle. They understand what's going on and what's blah blah. You know, because their exposure is more. So that some preparedness is there to study Vedanta. You can understand. Cognitively it is clear. But there are emotional and habitual problems remain unaddressed. You cannot bypass your emotions. You cannot bypass your habits. That needs to be addressed. And that gets addressed by two things. One by seva. The Guru Seva is very important. And secondly by manana and nididhyasana. That we hardly do, especially in American lifestyle. Once it is over, it is over. You get busy in daily chore, or duties and work and all that. You need to form a daily habit of daily listening and writing. Then only it gets assimilated. And we have to see this teaching in our day-to-day life. All the examples that I give are from day-to-day life. You have to see this is where I am. And then slowly owning up what you got from the class. Then this question will not arise. And from my own experience, the best way to do mananam is to write notes. Not simply class points. What I used to do. When we were studying, for 1 hour lecture I used to spend minimum 1.5 to 2 hours. I'll sit and write down the krama, order. Upakrama Upasamhara, where from he started, where he concluded, how the thought process got developed. I used to write in the class also, write notes. In fact, I studied shorthand to write all the points in the class. I still have those notes. Shorthand I write. And then I used to sit, read the whole thing, make points, and write as though I am going to teach tomorrow. It is my note. And I never used examples given by Pujya Swamiji. I'll find out those examples in my life. Very rarely, if I don't get, then I will quote this particular point. That means I kept on relating to me. And then when I write, I had doubts. Because you write, you think twice. Even telling becomes easy, but drafting a letter is required. So I had a doubt. Then I used to put it in a question-answer class. Or I will wait for 2 days. It would get clear. So Manana and Nididhyasana should take place. And this is to be done regularly. As the Shastra Vakya is there, Asuptehe Amrutehe. Till you sleep, till you die, should think only this. Kalam Nayet Vedanta Chittaya. Generally, our study of Vedanta is piecemeal, in bouts. When Swami is there, you study. Modern technology is useful. You take a text, few Upanishads are there, listen 1 hour. It is better than class. You can stop the Swami there. You can ask the Swami to repeat. Here you can't. So, and write note. Then it will become clear. Writing notes is very useful. And if you confine yourself to a given teacher, then it becomes easy to relate. So you got the thought process, how development goes, becomes clear. People I know, I have some student in Ahmedabad. When I was teaching there in 84, 85, they are attending classes since then. But didn't grow because never wrote notes. Come, listen, go. No, not wrote notes means no mananam, no nididhyasanam.
Swami, can you shed light on one question that I've been pondering for a long time? Anant Janmo, Karma Sanskar, Anant Janmo, Anant Pralay થાય છે. But the first Janma, એના પહેલા there was no Karma Sanskar.
You see, there is no first Janma. I'll tell you why. Because when you are telling Ananta Janma, I am telling there is no Janma. Ajo Nitya Shashvatoyam Purana. So there is no first or last birth. It is Anadi, beginningless time. Or I would say nobody knows. Shastra says there is nothing, no beginning. This is how it is. As Pujya Chinmayanji used to say this. वो एक forest में था and somebody hit the arrow and it hit him. Who hit me? Where from it has come? What will be the consequence? Is it poisonous or not? Blah blah blah. Swamiji would say, अरे भाई एरो लगा है तो निकाल के आगे चल, कौन भेजा, छोड़ अभी भाग यहाँ से. Important. Rather than, so he had his own style, way of putting. Rather than thinking why first janma and when, why this janma, वो सोच के मुक्त हो जाओ. You discover yourself to be one with Ishvara, this question will not arise. The discovery is that I was never born. Na mata, na pita, na baddho, na mukta, na guru, na shishya, chidananda rupaha, shivoham shiva. That's it. There is no answer. This is the answer. Discover the fact that there is no janma for me. So where is the question of first and last? There is no birth. It is all in the realm of ignorance. Not appreciating this, Kathakaras say, Bhagavan was feeling lonely. He was getting bored, so he created the world and then became so busy, they realized the mistake. Now it is too late. That's not the answer they give. That's not an answer. If Bhagavan feels lonely, then he is not worthy to be called Bhagavan. Because there is nothing other than Bhagavan. Ishavasam idam sarvam. So with many also he should feel lonely. He should continue feeling the same. And you feel lonely out of incompleteness. When you are happy, you don't feel lonely. Right? You feel lonely means you miss something. You miss something means you are incomplete. That is not Bhagavan. कथा में चलता है भगवान अकेला था, सोचा कुछ करूं, was getting bored. The word Bhagavan, apart from your question, is a most abuse. सबसे ज़्यादा दुरुपयोग भगवान शब्द का है. See, if I say mala, all of us will think something round, correct? कुछ माला मतलब ऐसे ही सोचेंगे ना, साइज छोटी बड़ी कुछ भी हो, माला is mala. If I say wristwatch, there is something to be worn on the hand. And maybe black, red, yellow, green or pink and round and square and whatever. Details. But there is something common in our perception of wristwatch. Nobody thinks of wristwatch being worn here. We'll see the time like this. No. You use a ring. Obviously it goes on fingers, nothing else. But if I say Bhagavan, सबके दिमाग में अलग है. एक ही धर्म वाले भी अलग सोचते. Same religion also have different concepts. And there are an nth number of religions. And every religion has different sects, sampradayas. Christianity has some 84 or something. And Muslims have more than 60 or something. That means each one has different Bhagavan. Sabka Bhagavan alag hai. Poor Bhagavan must be wondering what a prarabdha I have. Nobody understands me. Like this couple fighting, you don't understand me. You also don't understand me. Bhagavan must be feeling nobody understands me. Every day, poor fellow. One more or close? Okay. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.